fantastic. How it came across your mind to say that? אנחנו נמצאים עכשיו בעיצומה של תחרות רובינשטיין, ומודים במיוחד להנהלת התחרות שהשאילה לנו לבוקר אחד קטן של צילומים, לשעה קלה בעצם, את אחד השופטים בתחרות, הלא הוא רמזי יאסה, הפסנתרן רמזי יאסה. לא תאמינו מאיפה הוא רמזי, הוא מן המדינה השכנה מעבר לגבול, המדינה הגדולה, הלא היא מצרים. בדרך אמנם עשה תחנה בפריז, והוא יספר לנו על זה אחר כך. שלום רמזי, אהלן ביק.
אהלן ביק, שלום שלום.
אהלן ביק. רמזי, how old were you when you started to play the piano?
I was 7. I started at 7 with my mother, who taught me my first lessons, and afterwards she wanted me to study with her professor, who was Italian, teaching in Egypt. He was teaching in Egypt all his life. I mean, he came from Palermo.
No Jewish teachers?
No, there was Tigerman in Egypt, very good pianist and a very good teacher too. He had the conservatoire, but I didn't study with him, unfortunately.
And then at the age of, you went to Moscow at the age of how much?
I was 20.
20?
When I went to Moscow, I was 20.
To Moscow, to the Tchaikovsky Conservatory, the famous Tchaikovsky Conservatory.
The famous, yes.
And the teacher?
Sergei Dorensky.
My friend Seryoza. Big fellow. Big fellow and a fantastic teacher, pedagogue, and pianist. How many years you stayed in Moscow?
In the beginning, I went to stay 2 years, but I stayed 5 years, in fact.
And you certainly speak the language.
Yes, yes.
I'm sure you can find some friends here in the studio to communicate
many people
Russia.
speak Russian. I hear Russian all the day, everywhere.
It's a useful language in Israel.
Yeah.
We would like to start by watching a clip, a short clip from your performance of the first ballad by Chopin, which I love a lot. Oh, Ramzi, you play so well, and also the video production is amazing. It looks like a French palace.
No, it's a palace in Cairo. It's the Manial Palace. It's, this place is called the Golden Room of the Manial Palace. It was built by Prince Muhammad Ali, and he was a music lover. Muhammad Ali Tawfiq, yes, he was a music lover, and he used to receive as a guest Camille Saint-Saëns, the French composer, and that's how Saint-Saëns came to Egypt and wrote his Egyptian concerto.
And Samson and Delilah as well. It's amazing, amazing story.
It's a small world, huh?
I never heard it.
It's a very nice place, very beautiful.
Yeah. And the piano was Steinway?
Steinway, yes.
Egyptian Steinway, or brought specially for the production?
No, brought for the International Music Center, which I have the pleasure of being artistic director, and there are many concerts every year. And this is the piano of the center. The
sound of the recording is amazing. Is it all made in Egypt?
No, the sound engineer was German, but all the TV, all the cameramen are Egyptian. It's a team of fantastic team, very young people, and I think they made a wonderful job.
Well, I hope that we can cope here with our team with this high level of production. It's a very demanding now.
Yeah, they made a good work. I think they made a very good work.
Yeah, and as I said, I loved a lot you playing.
Thank you.
Then you went to Russia, studied with Dorensky, stayed there for a couple of years. And because of this Russian period, and you speak the language, of course, I would like to ask you to play for us something very, very Russian, Scriabin, with the Shirokaya Dusha, the Russian big soul.
Yeah.
Ramzi, this is an amazing piece, and needless to say, beautiful playing.
Beautiful
we never feel it is only left hand.
Yes,
and
this is amazing. This is amazing. Yes, when you hear it without seeing the pianist playing it, you imagine that there are two hands playing it.
And at the end, this nightingale coming. At the end of the Nocturno, our dear friend, the nightingale, and you have to play with the right hand.
Yes, make sure you don't fall from
left
the bench.
hand, I'm sorry, left hand. You moved on the bench. Can you show us how you did it?
Yeah, completely that. It's very uncomfortable. You have to put your leg here to balance.
To keep the balance. Same with Ravel concerto for the left.
Put your hand here. Some pianists put their hand here when they play this.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the Russian style of this composition?
It's you feel there is the spirit of Chopin, but it's very Scriabin. From the very beginning, it's Opus 9, and it's already very Scriabin. You feel the harmony, the change of the mood. It's really very Russian.
While staying in Moscow, did you play a lot of Russian repertoire?
Some Russian repertoire.
Like what?
Tchaikovsky, Prokofiev, Scriabin, but not only.
And you played the Tchaikovsky concerto?
I played the Tchaikovsky concerto.
You come now for the Rubinstein competition, but actually this is your second visit to Israel.
Yes, the first one was in '81. I played with the Israel Philharmonic. Zubin Mehta was conducting, and
was it already in Echala Tarbut, Man Auditorium?
Yes.
So how did you find this Echala Tarbut? Now it's so-called the Bronfman Auditorium. Yes. How do you find the changes?
It was a long time ago. I mean, it was 33 years ago. Yes. So I remember the hall was not as it is now. Now it's very warm and the colors are very nice. And I don't remember exactly what were the colors at the time. And I was, it was my first concert with Zubin Mehta. Of course, I was not looking at the hall. I was looking at the orchestra and the conductor.
Yeah, and the acoustic changed a lot.
Yes.
The acoustic was always fine, but now is much better.
Yes, I cannot say what is now compared with then, because really I don't remember.
30 years ago.
Yes. And I was sitting not in the hall, I was sitting on the stage. So you can never listen from the stage the same sound that you listen in the last row.
Yeah, I forgot which concerto you were playing.
Chopin, number 1.
Chopin, number 1. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. But after your Russian period, you played a lot of Tchaikovsky as well.
I recorded the seasons of Tchaikovsky. It was my first recording, in fact, when I was in France. It was my first. It was LP at the time, and it was my first recording.
I liked a lot that in your repertoire I found works by Soler. Why Soler?
Soler, yes. I had to discover this composer because I knew there was a composer called Soler, but when I played in Santander competition, there were some required Spanish works, and I chose the Soler.
Yeah, let you not be so modest and say, when I won the Santander competition, you won first prize at the Santander competition.
77, yes.
Wonderful. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So you are a laureate, a winner of first prize of the famous Santander competition. So when you prepared yourself for Santander, there was an obligatory Spanish piece.
Yeah, there were Albanese and there was Soler, and I played both. Yeah.
And you could have chosen between Soler and Scarlatti, or Soler?
No, I think it was Soler. Soler was more suitable for the competition than it was not Scarlatti. It was Soler.
And I love Soler a lot.
Beautiful, beautiful music.
Would you play it for me?
With pleasure.
Thank you, Ramzi. I loved it a lot. It's a little bit like Scarlatti, but not really.
Not really Scarlatti,
Not
but
really.
yeah.
Not really. And your light ornaments,
Thank you.
amazing. Talking of competitions, you played it for the Santander competition, which you competed, and now you are judging the Rubinstein.
Yes.
So now you belong to the bad guys.
Yes, due to age.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
Being in the other side,
Yes.
I think it's the continuation in a way. You start competing and then you don't need to compete anymore, and you are too old to compete because in the Rubinstein it's 32 years old, the limit age, yes? To 32, yes?
Yes.
In some competition it's 28, but
Yeah.
so yes, I see that judging is it's a big responsibility because you have to choose from among very, very good pianists which you prefer to be in the finals and so on. So it is a responsibility, and sometimes you feel sorry that one of your favorites didn't make it to the finals and so on. But this is the rule of the game. I mean, competition is like this. And if it doesn't work this time for somebody, he can try another competition. If it doesn't work, he can try the third competition. Usually, when somebody has something to say, it's good. He ends up having good results somewhere in a good competition. I think this is.
Yeah. But judging in Israel is not so difficult after all, because in the intermission everybody will tell you what to do and how to judge. Do people tell you?
How to judge? What do you mean?
Yeah, the public.
Ah.
They don't approach you and tell you?
No, the public reacts after the last chord. I think I make my judgment before the last chord.
See, maybe after the first chord?
No, not the first. It's a certain impression after the first bars,
Yeah,
yes. But the judgment is once they finish playing, I know already where this candidate is compared with the one before and those who played the first day and so on. So I don't think a judge should be impressed by the public because it's another place. The public has its role because after all, I think the public will judge what the judges decided.
Yes, yes. And it's so wonderful what you said, that we never get a second chance for the first impression. And how strong is the first impression? Do you write many?
Small, very, very short.
Which language?
Depends.
Yeah, I'm writing all in Hebrew, so that even myself I cannot understand what I'm writing.
Now, if I want to be to make confidentiality, I write it in Arabic.
Yeah, because you shall always take into consideration that you may lose your notes or forget them on the desk.
No, anyway, nothing. Don't write anything. Just you write not to forget something, because some when you have many students, many candidates whom you listen to, and they are far, you don't see the face, you don't remember maybe the name, so you have to make some written notes, I think.
In many competitions, one must play an etude, and we would like you now to play for us an etude by Chopin, a very demanding etude by Chopin, mind you, the revolutionary etude by Chopin. Ramzi, you are currently living between the two homes, in Paris and in Egypt.
Yes.
How is life traveling between those two places?
Yes, two homes. You know, I was born in Egypt. I spent a good part of my life studying in Egypt and playing and doing many things. I have a lot of friends, a lot of family in Egypt. But my own family, personal family, is in Paris, yes.
And you are also teaching now at...
École Normale de Musique.
Oh, that's
Alfred
a
Cortot.
fantastic
Yes.
school,
Yes.
founded by Alfred Cortot.
Yes, yes, yes.
How is the concert life today in Egypt?
I think it's very active. During the past few years, there were all this revolution and all these things. So sometimes it was the musical life was a little bit interrupted, but there is a very active concert life and dance and music and classical music and
the major orchestras are in
the opera
Yeah.
orchestra and the Cairo Symphony Orchestra, and there are some smaller orchestras in Alexandria and in other cities.
And we would like just to watch once again a clip from your fantastic DVD production in the Egyptian palace of...
Manial Palace, the Manial Palace,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, which I love a lot, not only your playing, but the whole decoration,
Yes,
the
it's
whole
beautiful,
atmosphere
beautiful,
of the
beautiful, yes,
palace.
yeah.
אני רוצה להגיד את הדבר בעברית למצלמה, שהיה שווה לנו את תחרות רובינשטיין, בין השאר רק משום העובדה שלראשונה יכולנו לארח כאן אומן דגול, אומן כה נהדר מהמדינה הסמוכה השכנה שלנו, ושהקשרים הללו, אם ירצה השם, יניבו עוד ועוד ועוד פירות. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ramzi.
Thank you very, very much.
so
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.